Well, hello there, friends. I hope that you're doing well on this Monday, April 1st, 2019. You'll have to excuse any background noise. My dad is just watching some fishing stuff on YouTube. So, um, yeah, 3 months down, 9 more to go. First quarter is officially done. I know it's sort of a meme, especially for me when I do the whole, oh, I can't believe it's already, but it's hard not to feel that way, right? I think especially right about this time in the year where it's like that new year, blah, blah thing goes over, and now it's the, oh, wow, this is really getting going, isn't it? So, gonna be 34 this year. Yeah. When you're young, it feels like you're gonna be young forever. You can't even imagine yourself being, what, 25, 30? Yeah. But anyway, folks, I'm doing alright. Better day by day. I've got some vacation time coming up in April, so I just told myself, the only thing that I'm going to worry about in terms of fitness until that point, just going back to what I said in the previous video of just ingraining a new habit, is the only thing I'm going to worry about is just daily walking twice a day, and then doing the stretches afterwards and some of the Mackenzie method stuff, while drinking plenty of water, just 1 cup of black coffee in the morning, maybe 2 if it's that, if you're feeling that particularly tired in the day or something, and just eating less, focusing on just good food while avoiding all the obvious junk. Really just, and this is kind of how my mindset has been slowly really going in that direction of just really, really long term, just daily habit for the long term. And it's not easy, it's definitely struggles, for a number of reasons. I mean, we do, on a societal level, we do live where things, it's like, how do I put it this way? That period of time in a year will come. And so, why is it so seemingly difficult to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna, like a gradual focus towards that direction of good things, but instead your mind, you always want quick results, quick fixes, things like that. Free 2-day delivery, and don't even have to go out and get your food. You can do it through an app, etc. So it's kind of a mindset that's really difficult sometimes to wrap your head around, but I think I'm slowly but surely getting there. And the other thing too, of course, is that if you're not particularly satisfied with some things in life, right, it's just the thought that it will take time to fix it all, right, can be a little bit maddening. But I just have to accept that reality where, you didn't get to where you are right now overnight, and it's not going to get better overnight. You didn't wake up one day being highly, being obese, with back problems, with nothing to show for the years on YouTube or whatever. So, you know, it didn't just sort of happen overnight, and it won't be fixed overnight either. It just comes back to that sort of daily choice each and every single day. You know, it's either a spiral upward or a spiral downward. And if you think about, you know, the analogy that came to my head is if you think of a year, and for every day that you do good, you're like getting good experience points, if you will. For every day that you like don't do good things, makes excuses, you're getting negative experience. So when you tally it all up at the end of the year, you know, okay, so maybe here and there you went for a walk, maybe you ate all right, but the bulk of the time was spent, you know, being lazy, eating bad food, wasting your time, etc. So is it really any surprise that this is where you end up in life? So, I mean, what's the point of, say, like in a week where you do things good, but then the rest of the 6 days you're just screwing up, etc. You know, you're doing too much bad that outweighs. Oh yeah, I bet you outweighs. It ends up just far outweighing whatever good stuff you do here and there. So that's where I'm really trying to take myself mentally, and I think it'll be better in the long term. It'll definitely take time and come with challenges, especially since I've trained myself to kind of be in this much more short-term mindset, you know. It's going to take time to undo. I mean, what was the point of summoning the willpower to do a low-carb diet for 3 months, where, after 3 months, like, the willpower went out the window, and now you didn't train yourself to eat right, to eat less, to exercise more consistently. So of course you just spring right back to your old self, and you balloon back up, or whatever you were learning. Okay, you spent let's say you spend a bit of time focused on it, but then I don't know, it's just, I mean, you guys know all this. It's all, you know, it's all stuff that makes so much sense, right? It makes so much sense, but yet, why is it seemingly so difficult to do? Why is it, like, mentally... I remember, I think I had already started doing YouTube in 2013. This must have been late 2013, maybe early 2014. Just, you know, walking around, thinking about the past, thinking about how much the times in the past where I said, all right, I'm going to do this. And then you didn't stick to it. And I knew that far off in the future, some day would come, right? I mean, knock on, well, where's wood? I think this is wood. Knock on wood. And that if I just, you know, you just do that thing where, I'm lazy on this. If you just fucking do it, man, things would change. And now, about 5-6 years after, I remember walking around in the rain talking about that. I don't think I ever uploaded that video on the previous channel. I think there was so much rain out, it got into like the camera and screwed things up. So, but yeah, and look at how it is. That time has come in the future, and look at me now. It's just, you're kind of like further and further behind. Older and older, further and further behind. So, yeah. Gotta do it, folks. It's the mindset I gotta adopt with things. It's, yeah, the eating and health. I mean, I've had a huge renewal and interest in health, like long-term health. I definitely am really, really, really regretting spending the amount of time I did talking about, the forever alone, incel, no girlfriend, whatever stuff. I mean, there's a time and place for it. Don't get me wrong. There's a time and place for it, but things can be taken too far for too long for no benefit. And I definitely regret a lot of the time that I spent on it. It's definitely sad to think. If I approach things with a different mindset back then, definitely at this point, I think, I mean, you never know ultimately with life what happens, but I do think that things would be quite a bit different at this point. It's everything right? It's everything but instead you just keep choosing to sabotage yourself every day, right? Or enough where whatever good you do is outweighed by the sabotage. It's like, well, in the moment it seems like a simple choice, right? But then you start stringing along the dumbass decisions, and then over time it's like, oh shit, right? Yeah. Is it any wonder that, wow, just like you can string together a lot of good, correct days and habits, you could string together excuses, complaints, etc. And you look at a year, or a week, a month, a year, 5 years, and you look at what you did, and it's like, okay, this is mostly a lot of dumb and bad decisions and excuses on my part. So it can be, it's kind of tough to mentally, like, it's easy but tough, do you know what I mean? That sort of like daily choice, how just through the grind of time, how it affects things, that's, will happen. Will happen, but you can't process it until, it doesn't feel real until like years later, and you're like, whoa, that was shit. Boy, have I been an idiot. But maybe, maybe that's just how life has to go sometimes. Sometimes for some people can learn on early on, others never learn, and others maybe it takes a long time. Maybe you gotta make a lot of dumb decisions or no decisions, waste time, waste a lot of it, so that it finally really, really dawns on you, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I think this is almost a week of sticking to walking and stretching and the Mackenzie stuff, so it's just the only focus. Like, don't care about upper body, don't care about dips, pull-ups, anything like that for now, or core training. And yeah, I've done further research on. I bought Stuart McGill's book about it and actually ordered a lumbar roll, a Mackenzie lumbar roll for sitting. So I'm trying to be actually proactive about this too right now. And kind of see how it goes. And then possibly, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And then, well, if it seems like nothing's improving, yeah, I'll probably maybe go to chiropractor, physical therapist or something. But yeah, it's the only thing I care about right now, just in terms of the fitness wise, is just want that to be, just want that start getting really ingrained that this is it. This is it now. You can't keep putting it off. You can't, oh, I'm tired, man. Maybe I'll just do my, like hip stretch or walk tomorrow because I came home from work and I'm tired. It's like, and I'm just letting it auto-regulate itself where, some days you walk more, some days you walk less, but it's just getting out there and doing it that's the most important part. Yeah. It's very easy to string along tomorrows and Mondays and I'll do it next time. And that's what, and at some point that's essentially what your life, you wake up one day and that's what your life has been. Mondays, tomorrows, next times, I'll get around to it, And, at what point, is there a point where just like the buildup of all the bad shit is too much to counteract, that the downward spiral becomes too much to stop and reverse? A choice each and every single day. And that's basically where I'm at, other than just general weird life feeling that I've described before, where you're like, you feel in this in-between phase in life where you're kind of going through the motions of living past stuff. Well, you know what I mean. A lot of it's gone, but you're not quite in what the next step is going to be, and you don't even exactly know what's going to happen. So you're just kind of floating in this weird in-between ether. Like, what's the next stage going to be? So, but yeah. On that note, you folks have a good one. So, I'll see you later.